Hi, it's a good day. I'm super excited to share about our analysis about the garment industry. Our group number is 31, and here we are four. And here go with Aranya, Pujita, Sai Baba, and me. Finally, Sarachandra Chirubaina. I would like to explain about them introductions. Aranya is here to explain about the garment industry and the benefits of the garment industry, and Pujita is here to explain about the challenges faced by the MNCs, and Sai Baba Pingle is here to explain strategies followed by the MNCs, and I'd like to give the conclusion and also a bit information on the introduction about the garment industries. What is garment industry? Garment industry is nothing but the apparel industry and also like the clothing industry. In the early 20th century, the garment industry got an hype and also it hasn't got the global hallmark economically, and also like apparel industries changed from the 20th century to 21st century. They have grown a lot. And in many poor countries, their economy is only depending upon the clothing industry, like as well as the garmenting industries. And also from here, my teammate Aranya is going to take care.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Hi, this is Aranya, and here I just want to give you a little introduction about the garment industry as well, main features and the key competitors in the garment industry. And garment industry is also known as apparel and clothing industry, and which encompasses the design, production, manufacture, and distribution of clothing and textiles. Garment industry plays a key role in the global economy, and the garment industry, there are the few key features which play a crucial role in the garment industry. They are like supply chain, fashion design, manufacture, sustainability, global trade, and fast fashion. And in the whole garment industry, there are the few main players like Inditex, H&M, Primark, ASOS, Forever 21, Alibaba, Next, Levi's, Adidas, Nike, and Puma. And out of these, we have selected three major companies which are globally very fast growing in the garment industry, like Primark and ASOS and Next. And when we take the Primark, it was earned approximately 7.7 billion pounds in 2022, and the market price have grown from 6.3 to 6.8 percentage from 2021 to 2022 of Primark. As well, when we take the company Next, 5 billion pounds in 2023, the profit they have seen, and the Next have made 40.81 for male and 59.91 percentage for females in the global market. As well, the revenue of ASOS was 1.7 billion in 2022. The market share of ASOS globally increased by 10.1 percentage in 2022. And what is the industry dynamics? The global garment industry is a competitive, and the players range from mid to the specialist branch, and the global market have been projected to reach the revenue by 11.49 by 0.2 trillion US dollars between 2022 to 2023, and estimated at 1.94 trillion US dollars by 2027. As the garment industry was growing very fast, so they have estimated to get 1.94 trillion US dollars in the profit. And in all the globally, China, USA, UK markets are growing very fast in the global garment market. And whereas in the France have sharply declined due to the rapidly changing the customer behavior. And who are the owners in the garment industry? The companies are simultaneously privately owned and state owned in the garment industry, and more than 10 to 150 billion clothing produced in the garment industry who are privately owned. And who are the competitiveness of the garment industry was measured in the margin and the rent. And here we can see the China plays very crucial role in textile export as well, which is followed by USA and India. And few of the West European countries have very less in the textile exporters. And considering the competitiveness, the global garment industry contributes 1.5 trillion US dollars in 2022 to the global economy. And As per the industry nature, we have done the pestle analysis. And here, based on the pestle analysis, the employee law has been affected in the global garment market industry. And the government has provided significant focus on human rights management in the industry, because the garment industry, it is labor centric. And when we take the political factor of the pestle, the global government has been highly accountable to pay attention to protecting human rights with the international business organizations. As well, technology, IT market, and suitable technology have been developed rapidly in global market to ensure the innovative inclusions to change the trends in the global market. And there is a considerably less variation among the wages of garment industry workers within the global market. And from here, my colleague Pujita will be taking care of the challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Aranya. Hi, this is Pujita. I am going to explain about the challenges the MNCs are facing in this garment industry. As my friend has told us that the garment industry is a labor intensive, the main challenge the garment industry facing is the competitiveness. And as it is a labor intensive, the other challenges that it is facing is a increase in labor cost, sustainability, supply chain issues, trade issues, and the environmental challenges. And recently, the COVID 19 pandemic has caused a significant disruption in the supply chain issues of the global garment industry, and along with compounded with the Ukraine Russia war. And the Brexit has made it difficult for garment companies to benefit from trade deals. And additionally, recently, the garment industry has engaged in human rights violation such as low pay, poor work conditions, and long hours of the employees. And the availability of the raw materials has been affected by the global events in importing the priorities. And the coming to growing consumer demands, there is supplying small quantities has become challenging, which has forced many to downsize significantly. There is a demand for clothing is currently very low, since customers are unwilling to spend high amounts of on the garments. And most of the manufacturers have experienced bankruptcy because of the customers are unwilling to spend, and there is a very low demand, and the supply in the quantity is very low, and the consumer demand on. There are some other challenges like political instability, workers turnovers, and increase of utility cost. And because of this, they have to be shifted to independent or online. And the global garment companies conduct their production operation mainly in China, which has become expensive in recent years. And the China garment industry is producing 5.88 millions of tons of cotton. And the Chinese garment industry enterprise about designated size produced 24.47 billions of clothing items. And increasing in the high production cost tended to cause customer price point difficulties. And because of this, there is an issue that compounded by the exchange rates, which has made gaining new customer challenges. Additionally, the garment companies are to maintain their social responsibilities to the environment, because there is a 500 billion is annually lost due to garment underutilization and an absence of suitable recycling facilities. If the garments that produce wastage or the unusable or garments will not be recycling, there will be a very environmental issues and quality control issues in this garment industry. The garment industry is a very share size that it makes in huge amount of social and environmental costs. The garment manufacturers are unable to provide minimum wage levels and that needed for the decent life. Additionally, it has been forecasted that competition among the manufacturers for inward investment may result in lowering the environmental standards. Because of this, there is a lot of environmental challenges that the garment industry is facing now, and there is a negative impact on the environment, such as climate changes, animal suffering, and water pollution, air pollution, and habitat discretion. The current garment industry accused of encouraging excessive waste generation and overconsumption. There is a lot of water usage in the garment industry, And the garment industry is responsible for approximately 8 to 10% of carbon emission and around 20% of water wastage. And the globalized nature of a global garment industry, along with the reliance on Chinese production input, has exposed it to immense supply chain disruption issues. These are some of the challenges. And from here, my colleague Sai will take it, and he's going to explain about the strategies the MNCs is taking. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. Hi, this is Sai Baba Pingley. Now I am going to explain strategies adopted by the garment industry. The following garment industry strategies are the strategies that garment industries follow globally. Many vary depending on the company's like size, target, market, and other factors. And also, companies can use favor resource intensity sustainability materials that are also less demanding to the environment. And also about the marketing strategies of the garment industries are a marketing plan for cloth industry company sets forth a specific request strategy that identify marketing pretensions and objects. And also production intelligence and analytics can be used for demand forecasting as well as overproduction avoidance. And also supply chain transparency has been provided with the usage of production tracking software to gain accountability. And also based on the concept of the global growth, the global garments markets has been significant progress for managing the profit rate with the risk perception. And also this needs to overcome application of ethical principles. And in order to minimize waste 3D design solutions may be used to test samples for design and the quality and fit before manufacturing of physical products. And also now and the usage of the knowledge management platform may help garments companies in gaining relative visibility of whole product life cycle. And this may results in before forecasting as well as informed decision making. And also additionally the broad features of these tools have aided in collaboration with supply chain made partners. And also the main garments of companies are also using artificial intelligence software to forecast as well as produce products in high demands. And in moreover with spreading markets incentives, the garments erodes the public sector for laborist politics, and the clothing industry was not an exception. And also they can do so far since a software manager and the data related to consumer preference and trends. And also to complete our total products, personalization is provided through bespoke tailoring, wherein the customer directly controls all products aspects. And also now, mostly probably brands are creating engaging content and using social media marketing to read customers. And also the strategy may help the trends to interact directly with the customers. And they started directly to customers. They reach the customers with no time and they can reduce the middleman charges. It may help the MSC to get profit. And these days, the social media platform are active, and this operated by the surface internet. And it helps an easy advantage to the MNCs by easy advertisement. And also pop-up shows have given garments companies a mode of publicity, direct customers reach, and product marketing. And also next thing, most probably the brands also may encourage their customers to rent or release clothing products rather than purchasing, discarding them. And also by knowing knowledge management platforms have the ability to automate repetitive and tedious tasks, which frees up resource and time that can be allocated to important tasks. That's it. My end is completed, and take part of my conclusion will explain by my colleague Sarath.
Thank you, Sai. I would like to give the conclusion what have we have been researched on the garment industry. As you know, the garment industry is constantly changing from the 20th century to 21st century, and also direct consequences for fashion industry, one of the biggest industry in the world, and generating a 1.17 trillion pounds of annually revenue. before the pandemic. And the industry provides employment opportunity to a lot of millions of people worldwide. And as you mentioned, my teammate Aranya mentioned the companies have been changing their brand value from example, she said that in only 2022, the Primark only gained 7 billion pounds, and also and also SSL gains 5.5 billion pounds. And also this shows that it has a drastical change and has a drastical rises in the garment industry, how the garment industry is working, and how the it has been pushed towards the first places from it is right in third places. And also as mentioned Pooja, the globalization also occurring due to the global emissions of the carbon emission is occurred from the garment industries, and that's why the garment industries are taking a stand with the stand against the carbon emission, because they are producing right now the sustainability products, and also they are producing the biodegradable products because it may save the carbon emissions, because we also can reuse them, and also it is a biodegradable products. And also the garment industry is a lot differently why we are seeing, and last 500 billion pounds of worth of cloths are not utilized by the people. And also in some of the areas the people doesn't get the merchandise, or else the cloths. And also in some places the clothing industry isn't boosting. As mentioned, or Sai Baba has mentioned that AI generation. Now the AI generation is AI has took place in this also garment industry. The designs and the garment industry, how the works also AI is deciding. And also outdated versions of it is using doesn't affect the and the time waste of the garment industry. And also fashion industry is consisting of four levels: the production of raw materials, fibers and textiles, and the production of the fashion grades goods. And also the apparel industry, replacements of dynamic sectors in the global sector. And also the global sectors are seeing export from the lot of countries are depending upon the, and their economy is only depending upon the garment industry. For example, like Philippines and Bangladesh and also Korea, these export to the other countries, and they import only the goods which is used in there. And also the career fashion trends through the electronical media. And also it may affect the people who is doesn't uses them. And also in the growing of cloth production and also consumption over the last few decades has drastically increased, and negative effects on the garment industry has on society. Because of this, the clothing industry has decided focusing on providing sustainability products. And this field garment sectors has evaluated in intellectual and political standing over the last 10 years. Compared to these years, industry in the world clothing sector, which generates a 1.17 trillion pounds of yearly. Millions of individuals are getting job opportunities from the garment industry. And also the garment industry choosing path creating sustainability clothing. This is all we have been seen throughout the garment industry. And next here are the references. This is thank you to everyone.